That's great. Okay, so thank you for applying. And how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay, I'm Henry Rawan. So because we are already 3 minutes in, so let's just get started to the first agenda for today's meeting, pre-onboarding. The first one is, Sagi, you have already read the meeting agenda, right? Okay, so please start with the Sagi and your personal best news.
Oh, excuse me, sir.
Yeah, so please start with the first meeting agenda, and that is your personal best news.
Okay. Introduction.
Okay.
Okay. Personal best news. Is this introduction or good news?
No, it's good news. The introduction is actually in the second one is your personal story, and the third one is your professional story. So this is about good news. So what happened last week or last month that is making you happy or your family happy?
Oh. Mm, this month, probably I've been mm, busy with doing some tasks and assignments
Okay.
from college, and also I'm actually happy at the same time that I can be here with my family and spend time with them.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm pretty much busy doing the task, and
Okay.
good news is I don't think I have other good news. Oh, the good news is maybe this is the right time for me to expand or to learn more. During this time, I can learn more and uh, mm, uh, self develop my self and my ability.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I think this is the right time for me also to start an intern to uh, know more about companies and how they work in real life.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. That's
That's,
very nice. And where are you right now? I mean, what city?
I'm in Medan, sir.
Oh, in Medan. Okay.
Yes.
So, okay, how about my own good news? Well, actually, there are some not so good news as well, but because every meeting we always have to start with the good news. So the good news is that we've done some transitions in the technology stack, and we're improving there. And the good news is also, even with the COVID-19, and that there are some decrease in revenue and sales, but there are still revenue and sales. So it's still better than I had expected. And also another good news is that I've been reporting my progress with company with one of the potential investors. Maybe not
Mm.
I've been tracking, been reporting for the last 6 months. So I hope in the maybe not in the next 3 or 6 months, but maybe in the next 1 year or so that we will come to a deal, because I think he's a very good investor for this business. So that's what I'm happy about it.
That's good, sir.
Yeah, and also happy that so far I'm not sick from COVID-19, and I hope everyone is healthy. I don't want to wish everyone sick. Okay, so the next one, the next 15 minutes will be everything about you. After this is your personal story. You can spend 5 minutes, and then your professional story for the next 10 minutes. Okay, Angela, please continue.
Okay, about me, my personal interest, or maybe I like to, my personal interest is I actually love to code with something related to mathematical or logical thinking. I also love doing, actually, I love doing analysis. Uh, Okay, and I also my other personal interest besides uh, something technical is I am interested currently. Is this personal? Is this general or just about uh, computer science?
No, actually, the first 5 minutes is your personal interests, hobbies, and life values, and
Okay.
family. So, or maybe sports, music. Um, you have another time for your professional things later. Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
My other personal interest is I actually love to play piano.
Piano, wow.
Yeah, I love to play piano. And during this pandemic, I also found out that I have other talent that is cooking.
Oh, really?
No,
Okay.
no, 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 it's not a talent.
Yeah,
But
yeah, me
actually,
too. Me too. I
uh,
can cook Indomie and chicken nugget. Okay.
I, I I seldom cook before, but during this pandemic, I become a home cook,
Mm,
sudden home cook, and
okay.
then
That's a nice for
um,
self-improvement.
yeah, I think so. My hobbies, I can say that I also like to read books.
Mm,
My current should I? Oh no, I don't think. Okay.
mm,
I love to read books, and I also love to actually play games.
mm. What kind of books? Mathematics books?
No, the book is about life lessons, or like
Okay.
I can say that's the title is that the book I currently read is How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Ah,
I
Dale
think it's very good.
Carnegie. Dale
Yeah,
Carnegie. Yeah, it's a very
I think it's
popular
a good.
one.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I've read it, but I'm very, very bad at it. I should learn from you, I guess.
Why?
Why? No,
Why
and
are
it's not about me right now. It's your time. Okay.
okay? That's my current list. Yeah, my list. And then I also love to play games.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
Mm-hmm.
at my free time, I play games sometimes. Now, this is just happened during the pandemic. I became, uh, I play PUBG.
Oh, PUBG. Okay.
Yes.
So do you win? Do you get chicken dinner?
Yes. I just get
Wow.
it yesterday, I think. But
Oh, wow. So you have just played PUBG for a few days or weeks and you are now an expert now.
no, I'm not an expert.
I never had chicken dinner.
Oh, you played too, sir.
Well, a few times, but because I always lost, so I lost interest as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm, about life values. Wait, I'm think for a while. I think my life value is this. This is too general. My life values is mm, my life values. The one value I always keep in my life is uh, no matter how many times, and it's okay to fail.
Mm-hmm.
And when you fail, you can always try, and it's the process. What you enjoy actually is the process. It's not when you succeed, then it's done. But what makes you actually feel happy is the process itself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's one. That's why.
That's very
Uh,
nice. Yeah, I
yeah,
agree
that's
with
why.
that.
That's why for me, it's okay to fail sometimes, and you can always try and learn from your mistakes.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's one of the values I really yeah. About family, I've been doing some stuffs with my family. I become
Mm-hmm.
closer to them.
Mm-hmm.
We spend times together by sharing our thoughts or just talking about what what are the plans in the
Mm-hmm.
future, and then we also spend time together by watching or cooking. And
Mm-hmm.
during this pandemic, we become closer, and we become, and it helps us to be more passionate because we have to spend time every day. Of course, there's mistake, someone did mistake, and of course we have to be patient and to understand each other more.
Mm. That's nice. So, are you the first child in the family, or how many brother and sisters do you have?
I'm actually the second child in the family. I have one
Mm.
sister and one brother. My sister
Okay.
is taking the, how do you call it? My sister is doctor.
Oh, wow. That's nice. So you don't want to be a
Yes.
doctor,
Sorry, sir.
but you don't want to be a doctor.
No. Uh, I'm not good at remembering. I'm actually not good at remembering things. That's my.
Okay.
That's why I
Okay.
always take notes and always list what should I do tomorrow, or what should I do next,
Okay.
or my task, because I'm actually a forgetful person. I
Okay.
can't.
Well, that forces you to have good habits then.
That forces me to write and list all my tasks.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Angela. So the next part is your professional story.
Okay, my professional story,
Mm.
my education history. Uh, I my I how do I, I'm sorry, sir, if I'm not fluent enough.
No
I'm
problem.
sorry if I'm not fluent. Okay.
It's
Mm,
not a people test, not an EPRT test.
yeah. My education history. Um my background. I came no. How do you say it? I was my senior school. How do you say it? SMA.
Senior high school.
Yes. Um, my senior high school is called SMA Santo Tomas. It is in Medan. And then, should I tell all about my education school, or what's
Yeah,
the,
something interesting about it, and
okay.
maybe how you find your like career path or
Okay.
decisions and so on. What you like about your
Actually,
school. Mm.
I can say that I'm pretty much a perfectionist, because from my background, get I always got uh, the tiga besar. How do you say it?
The best three.
Rank. Yeah, the best rank in
Okay.
uh, from as the elementary school, from primary school to senior high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually I found out that this is my I want to take computer engineering is when high school, during high school. So in high school, my computer teacher uh, suggests that we should study language like PHP, because if one day one of us want to take computer engineering or computer science, it's
Mm-hmm.
needed. So and I pretty much like it. That's the reason why I chose computer science, actually.
Okay.
Okay, my career.
So your best, your always best three. Does that make you like pressured or stressful? Because then if you maybe you are in the first position and then you go down to second position or third position, does it make you feel stressful? Oh my god, I go down one spot or something.
Actually, yes, during high school, or from
Mm-hmm.
elementary to high school. But
Mm-hmm.
on the college, I found out that that is not the metric, or that is not the parameter of how I how do you say it? I'm sorry, sir, I'm not fluent. That's not
Okay.
that does the rank does not define you. So
Mm-hmm.
I used to be someone who, because I'm pretty much competitive person,
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes no, it's in the past I envy other people, but during uh during college I learned that it's okay not to always be it's not okay to be envious towards others, and that and it teaches me to appreciate others more, because during college mm, I did some talk with my friends that
Mm-hmm.
we share about each other thoughts, and uh, it happened that they envy me and I envy them, and at that time I realized it's not important to envy
Mm-hmm.
others, and it's better to appreciate others, and also competitive is good, but it's not uh, the reason to be envious to others. And it since that I'm not sad, or I don't feel sad or angry if someone gets something or achieves something more than me, because at least I've done my best, and I know that I did my best.
So you
That's
you ever had to envy someone, or that you feel that,
yes,
oh, I want to be like him or her?
yes,
What
actually.
who is that person that you envy?
No, it's someone there from my college. Uh,
Mm.
yeah, from my but and then we shared thoughts with each other, and it happens that he or she envy and me too. So I think, what's the purpose of being envy to others, because that have no use. So since that I understand that it's not about envy. It's competitive is good, but don't hate or be sad if someone achieve more than you.
Mm. Okay. So what's the most achievement that you are very proud of so far?
Things that I'm most proud of. Mm, maybe I haven't gotten to any competition
Mm.
in college.
Mm.
So maybe my achievement that I'm most proud of is when I learned Android by
Mm.
myself, and
Mm.
I succeed on building Android app
Mm.
myself from scratch, using without using any framework, and learn
Okay.
it by myself. And I think I'm pretty much proud of that.
Mm. Okay, that's very nice. And what is your strongest skills?
I think my strong skills is I'm good at. Is this? Oh yeah, okay. I think I'm a fast learner.
Mm.
And then I think I am skillful at um, something or programming with something related to mathematics or AI, like that.
Mm.
And yeah, I think I'm pretty much skillful at that. And also uh, I'm also able to code mobile app
Mm.
or
Okay.
develop mobile apps. And maybe chatbot. I just dive into it. I'm not very, how do you say it? Uh, I just baru masuk, and
Mm.
I'm not very
Okay.
strong at it, but I'm still
Mm.
learning.
Okay. And what is your career outlook, and what's your plan for the next 5 years?
Actually, my career outlook is, first I want to find a job after I graduated, and I hope that I will improve my skills more. I want to improve my skills so that later I'm able to join to big companies, or
Mhm.
yeah, big companies. And I'm hoping that there I can improve and learn more, and did my best to contribute to the company.
Mhm.
And my 5-year future plan is maybe when I'm sustainable enough, I actually want to start a business, but
Oh,
I think that's my dream.
okay.
Actually, in the end, I want to start my own business
Mhm. Do
after
you?
I'm
Mhm.
financially stable. And yeah,
Okay, so what kind of business do you think you will build?
actually, because I'm in the computer science field, maybe digital, or maybe digital companies. I don't know, but it's my
Okay.
dream, one of my dreams.
Okay, I thought you were going to build a restaurant because you are now a cook now.
I did last semester. I think I actually did sell food
Oh, wow.
during holidays to get money.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
So is it working now? How many branches in around the world of your restaurant?
No, it's not restaurant. It's I just sell it online on Instagram, and
Mm,
it pretty much have a lot of actually. But in the end, when I go back to Bandung, it's yeah. Of course I cannot
mm,
study and and self food at the same time, because actually it takes
mhm.
time cooking the food and whatsoever.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Angela. And now it's time for me. And please introduce myself. I'm Hendy Irawan. And um, I have several seats here. So I can be the CEO of the company, Lovia. But for this, for you, my position is actually the automation engineer manager. Okay, automation engineer manager will report to the chief technical officer, which will report to CEO. But all of these three seats are me at this point. So, and what I'm going to share with you now is the company vision, and it's actually not. We're still working on this yet on the website. I will share you the document. Can you see the document right now?
Yes.
Okay. So so we have a company vision, and our core values are still being finalized, but I'm pretty sure that empathetic and continuous self improvement will be our strong values here. So because we are actually in the service business, although we are backed by technology. So we have to be empathetic to our customers, our users,
Mhm.
but it also works the same way for our team members. So we put a great importance to the well-being of our team. I try to care the best for all my team, and because of if I don't care for my team, then that means the vision, the culture is failing. So it must be improved. And second is continuous self improvement. So we as a company, and also uh, we try to make everyone in the company is able to improve themselves, and we will try our best to provide the tools, resources, learning uh, things, and the help they need to ensure that they grow while being with us in the company, so they are not stuck in one position during their journey, the team journey from the start to the finish. Really hope that all team members can improve themselves. Okay, so these are our core values. um, we are inspired very much by two great companies, HubSpot and GitLab. Both are ranked
Mm.
as the best companies to work for in the world by Fortune magazine, by Inc. And both of them are also all remote companies. They have team members and employees all over the world. Um, and Lovia is also, uh, we we try to be an all remote company. But as for the best company to work for in the world, well, we're not there yet. But we're hoping that someday we can achieve that rank. And our core focus for Lovia is we want to be a professional counseling for anywhere, anytime, and personalized for you, for the user. That's our core focus. Counseling, we have several different products for love and relationships, and also for education. But our core focus is counseling.
Okay.
And in 10-year target, uh, our 10-year target is that by 2030, we will financially have a monthly recurring revenue of 1.3
Mm-hmm.
billion rupiah per month. And with a churn rate of 8%, that means only 8% of the users go away or delete their subscription. And that is financially. And uh, in people, uh, we hope that we target that in 10 years that we have worked and employed people all over the world, and they are happy, and we are one of the best places to work for by their reviews. Okay.
I'm
And
sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Uh,
Okay.
can I charge my laptop for a while?
Okay, sure.
It's okay. I'm sorry, sir. I'm really sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir. I'm back. I'm sorry, sir. Please,
Okay.
sir.
Ready? So this is a vision, and for the people in 10 years, then what we envision is that all the team members here, they are able to work anywhere, anytime, from the
Mm.
place that they want. They are comfortable with. They are productive. They can improve themselves. They can collaborate together, and we for now, we are planning a yearly gathering. So by year end, most probably around September, October, or November, each year we will gather somewhere in a nice place. They have a
Mm.
yearly event, and in 10 years, it should be a 2 or 4 times a year, the gathering. And also, when people work with Lovia, uh, they're happy and they're very enthusiastic to recommend people to work here and to grow. Okay. And our products and services, uh, we have this handbook here. I still share my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So currently, the product that we already have right now is Miluf, or Satukan Cinta.
Mm.
This is a love and marriage counseling, and also a matchmaking service for singles. And what we are currently developing is Lovia itself for personal life counseling. So it can be counseling for education, and also for psychology, and also for career development. And the last product is Solufas. This is a low-code application platform and also a chat platform that we use ourselves to do the counseling process. And we also use the chat platform to communicate internally with team
Oh,
members. Okay, so you will need to install another chat app.
okay.
Okay, so you can see how it works. And we use a EOS methodology. So the simplistic way to say about EOS is that this is a way to run the company based on 6 principles. That's why I tell about the vision first. And there are several uh, mechanics. The one that is will be really visible is our L10 meeting or level 10 meeting. This is a weekly meeting of 90
Mhm.
minutes that will be uh, that you will need to participate at the same time every week. Okay, it should start at the same time, on time, and also end on time. Okay, so we are still learning to apply the EOS methodology. This is a way to do and execute a business, but I hope that it will be a good journey for you, and you can also help us improve.
Yes.
Okay, and there are several collaboration tools that we use. Fusion Auth SSO. This is a login that
Mm.
um, I will set up for you that you can decide your username, password, and so on, and you can use that to log in to all of our other services, to chat, to this website, and also about Lovia is this page. And this about Lovia is not a read-only one. You can
Mm.
and are encouraged to edit and make improvements here. Actually, I'm actually already making improvement uh, while doing this with you, right? Because previously this is 45 minutes. I think that was too short. I edited it to 50 minutes. Okay. And also Notion, we use Notion for project management. I think you already use Notion. That's nice. Lovia Chat for chat room, GitLab for the project management in the technical side, where we store all of our source code and continuous integration and continuous deployment pipelines. We use AWS, Kubernetes, and Kawimo. Okay, so uh, Kawimo is for the process,
Yeah.
yeah, workflow diagram that you
Mm.
already use also. So far, any question about the company brief?
Mm. I think I haven't have any questions here.
Okay, so now about the seed brief. Okay, so this time I will share with you what we are offering, and you can offer your feedback and comments about this. Okay, okay. So can you see this?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
so
Okay.
actually we have two seeds. What the seat here is a term for position actually, but we use EOS terminology, which means that a seat is not described by a description of what to do, but of what the result should be. Okay, that's why it's called seeds and responsibility. So as I've mentioned before, there are two ways that you can go. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know yet which one you will pick, but this is probably more concrete results that are expected. Uh, if during the internship you can do all of those responsibilities, that was great, but this is not like a full-time job. So uh, yeah, you are free to it's okay to not finish some of these results. Okay, so I don't want to. There is a pressure here, but at least you have to know what is the expected result, right? So you know where to go. So the first
Mm-hmm.
one is the seat I call sales assistant chatbot for Miluf, and the second one is the matchmaking Automation. It's for MILF also.
Mhm.
And both are automations, but in different way. The sales assistant chatbot is for uh, chatbot. There is little workflow, but more on the chatbot side. There are
Mhm.
eight skills that uh, I plan for now. Actually, this can change. Okay, we can discuss and you can make suggestions and we can change. So, but this is
Mhm.
the generally uh, sales assistant means that the chatbot is trying to guide the user, the visitor, from this awareness phase that the user knows, the visitor knows. Okay, there is this website or this web app called Milo for Satukan Cinta, and maybe this person is interested. If if he is not interested, then he will not chat with the chatbot, right? He will not contact
Yeah.
the messenger. So he's already in interest phase. So how do we get from the interest phase to the desire? Meaning that okay, I think I need this service by giving the FAQ or knowledge base articles to guide this person to the desire. And then after the person is in the desire states, guide this person to the action states. Action means that okay, you want to subscribe to our plan, so let's subscribe. Let's pay. Let's order. Okay, let's pay, and handle the objections that the person have about our service. Maybe, oh no, I don't need it right now, or maybe this is too expensive, and so on. The chatbot can say that, and also to track or get the feedback or response. For example, collect the
Mhm.
rating. Okay, collect the rating. What do you think our service is from 1 to 10? So we know why they don't want, why they like it or why they don't like it, and how bad or how good it is. Okay, so we want to know. And
So
yeah.
what is I don't really know what does close the ticket when user requests. What does that?
Okay. So close ticket means that each interaction is like opening a ticket, right? Opening an issue or
Mm,
case. So sometimes when the bot tries to ask something to the user, and then some time has passed, maybe uh, 1 hour or 3 hours or one day, and then the bot asks again. And maybe the user will reply, but maybe after
mhm.
maybe 3 days or 2 days the user is gone. So
Mm,
yeah, so the bot will mark the ticket as closed, and he will say, okay, I will mark the ticket as closed, right? I will mark this inquiry as closed right now, but if you want to continue, just chat back. Okay, because some
okay.
people just go away. So we know how many chats are active and how many chats are gone, abandoned, and so on.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Any question about this one?
Okay. I get it.
And
No.
yeah, and the platform that I recommend is Rasa,
Mhm.
and the integration is with Facebook Messenger and Instagram. They have an API for this. But
Mhm.
well, initially you don't have to integrate that first. You can like test locally. And the other seat
So
is,
is there?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
But I actually only ever built chatbot using Line chatbot, Line
Okay,
developer.
yeah.
Is
I
it
don't,
okay if I?
no problem. I don't think it's a really important one at this point. So, for
Mhm.
example, if you build a chatbot and it works locally, and you feel more comfortable of connecting that to Line, that is also okay. We also have a Line ad account. But
Oh.
I'm not sure yet whether we can use the chatbot at the same time as a human being, because in
Mhm.
Facebook Messenger, it's possible to connect a chatbot and user. I think it's possible, yeah, to connect the chatbot and
Mhm.
human within the same chat. Okay. But I think it's a more of the technical integration thing
Mm-hmm.
that uh, well, I can also help in that if you have any difficulties. Okay, so that's for the first uh, seed, and the second seed is more about workflow automation. So,
Mm-hmm.
for example, when there are new users or new subscriptions or downgrades or a deletion, user deleted the account. Now we integrate with ChartMogul. It's a
Mm-hmm.
analytic service for tracking which user pays, which user is free, which user is leaving the service, and so on. And
Mm-hmm.
also, it connects to the financial reports. And these events will be sent to the Miluf chat room in our chat app. This is an example of workflow. And
Mm-hmm.
another workflow is we can identify the oldest users that have incomplete
Mm-hmm.
profiles, and then we follow up them. We ask them to complete the profile, and we try to ask them a few times, maybe like once every 2 weeks. And after 3 times they don't complete the profile, then we will delete them from the system. So because we want
Mm.
active users,
Oh.
and also but and if they want to uh, continue and
What,
complete
Sim,
profile, it's
can
okay.
I ask,
Okay,
why
sure.
do you delete them? Is it a problem if you have non-active users?
Well, deleting, yeah, I think first of all we are still paying for the storage and compute
Oh,
and so on. So that's one is
okay.
about cost, and also
Mm-hmm.
more users means that database queries and so on will take longer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
so currently we have about 240,000 users or something, and a lot of them, the majority of them are actually non-active.
Mm-hmm.
And so we want to focus our resources to people who are active,
Active.
or people who are even if they are not paying yet, but we can follow
Mm-hmm.
them up to upgrade to a paid service, or even if they are not upgrading to a paid service, at least they are using the service. Okay, even if really, but they are using the service, they log in like at least once every 3 months or so, then it's okay. So some users are like they are spammers, and their email is already invalid, their phone number is already invalid. So there's no use of keeping the users here.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like also identify non-paying users, and we try to upgrade them to silver plan, this workflow
Mm-hmm.
tree, and also get the feedback and rating using a form. And um, so this one is also giving them personal recommendations. Again, identify
Mm-hmm.
some people and then send them emails. And workflow 5 is maybe the most advanced workflow here, but I think this is most interesting. The first one here is, I think, the this one, and this one is more easier,
General.
and this one will be, I think, the most difficult. So it has a human task part. So basically, the some profiles, and we ask them. These are the most popular profiles, I can say. We ask them the most popular profiles. Hey, what kind of a person or a soulmate that you want? Tell us. Okay, tell the bot, and then that person, those people, okay, some people, some of the most popular ones, they will uh, they will enter their requirements and maybe some basic logical criteria like age and status that we can query on the database. And then
Mm-hmm.
these requirements will be approved by a human person. Okay, because we don't
Mm-hmm.
want like someone saying things inappropriate or a low quality requirement. So we want something that's very good requirements, like I want someone who is a person who is a gentleman and has a good a doctor maybe, and is handsome maybe, or something like that. Okay, but basically that's his or her own personal requirements, and then the human will approve or not approve that. And if the human task approves that, then the workflow will choose maybe 100 or 1000 users that fit the age and status criteria, and
Mm-hmm.
send them with a deadline of 7 days. So they will say, hey, there is a woman or a girl here that might be interested in you, and you might fit her criteria. And she's looking for someone who is like this and
Yeah.
this and this. Yeah. And if you are, if you think that you are her criteria, just click here, and but within 7 days, because after 7 days, then the offer will expire. Okay, and the system will connect that. Okay, and
Okay.
after that, the system, the workflow will collect the three of the best offers or candidates, and then send
Mm-hmm.
that as an email to the original girl or woman. Okay, and the email will say, okay, here are the best three uh, men
Candidate.
that are interested to you, but we also have 27 other men that are interested with you. Okay, something like that. If you are interested, then contact us, and she can then upgrade to silver plan. Okay, so that's the plan. It's like a very complex workflow, right?
It's a very complex one.
Yeah, but that's why the task is workflow automation, and we can use
Mm-hmm.
Camunda there and some
Mm-hmm.
workers. Okay, so that's a long. That's not a brief, I guess. Should be a brief one. Okay, so my question would be, which one of the two seats that you are interested, or maybe you are no longer interested in any of them?
No. Mm, I actually like both, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe I don't know. Is the second one more? Is the second? What do you call? Um, is the second one? How do you say? What's is the job or the job? How do you say it?
I I name it matchmaking automation. The second
Mm,
one I name it matchmaking automation, and the first one I name it sales assistant chatbot. I don't know if it's a good name or not, but yeah, just so we have a name.
I actually think the second one is challenging, and
Okay.
but I also um uh, I'm also interested in chatbots. So maybe, what do we use? What
Mhm.
for matchmaking automation? What platform or what do we what platform do we use or
Yeah,
this?
the main platform will be Camunda. So you already see
Mm,
Camunda. It's like Kawimo, right? So
mm-hmm,
if we can see that dish one here. Okay, you can see the onboarding part here, right? Okay, you can see the screen here that I am sharing.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
this is what we draw using Kawimo, and this is like the same thing that we will be drawing in
Yeah.
Camunda.
Wait, sir, I cannot see it.
Uh, is it too small or
This
something?
is no. This is just showing the. Yeah.
Okay,
This. Okay, I can see it. Okay.
okay. So this is an example of a workflow.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one workflow, and if you see this workflow is actually, I don't know, do you think this is complex or not? But this is actually what we are doing right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You send an email, and someone considers whether that's accepted or not, and then schedules, and so on and so on. And there are human tasks here, and
Mm-hmm.
actually most of the things there, when you first design the workflow, you can design the workflow everything by human task. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So human
Yes.
task means that, okay, someone has to consider the application. But the nice thing about the workflow is that, for example, can you imagine that we can replace this or maybe augment this by an AI?
Mm.
Okay. For example, okay, this is Lovia is a very small company, but can you imagine that a company like Google or Facebook or Amazon, they can have like thousands, tens of thousands of applicants. Okay.
Yes.
So the first phase is maybe AI based selection, right? So from
Mm.
10,000, then they select down to maybe 150, and the 150 will get passed to a human task. Okay. So, uh, but the rest of our workflow is still the same. So basically, on the
Mm-hmm.
workflow we design is what is going to happen and how each of the process is doing. For example, in the previous example, we say that okay, the first step is we get n number of users that we want to send an email. So okay, so we get 10 maybe 10 users. So if in a manual workflow, the the thing that is responsible to select 10 users can be a human. Okay, you can ask a human. You can ask me or you can
Yeah.
ask yourself. Okay, I want
Okay.
to get 10 users, and you can replace that later with an API. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, so the workflow can be as big or as complex as you want, but the replacing or upgrading or yeah of each of individual task from human task to an AI or to an API
Mm-hmm.
can be done like progressively, one by one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I
So
hope
this
that
is
clears a
more
bit.
like a business analyst task. Is that?
Yeah, I would say that's a business analyst, but maybe like a business process analyst. That maybe in some parts of that is automation, because I think AI is about automation, right? Yeah, it's about automation. It's about something that was done previously manually. Now it's automated, and in this case, it's automating the matchmaking process.
Mm-hmm. I'm confused.
Okay.
I think I will go for. I actually want to learn more about the business process,
Mm.
but yeah, I'm confused. But have I don't I don't really I have never built a complex BPMN or how the
Mm.
technical working
Mm.
company. So
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like a complex, like in the previous way. That's why um, okay. That's why I structure from the simplest one. So the simplest one, I think
mhm,
it's only very simple, uh, or is simple on the workflow, but the coding is more on the API part. So the workflow is that when something happens, like for example, when a user pays, then the
mhm,
workflow will send the data into
mm,
ChatNogle, and then the chatbot will send a notification to that chat room, and that's it. It's maybe like 3 boxes. Okay, some user pays, and then send to ChatNogle, and then send to chat room. Done. Okay, 3 tasks. That's why I start with that, because
mm,
that's very simple. And the task on the workflow 2, 3, and so on, it expands on the complexity. And
mm,
actually, if you start from the matchmaking automation seat, and maybe
mhm.
after 2 weeks or a month, you say that this is not interesting. Actually, you can change the other seat if you want.
Oh, okay.
So it's more of a which one of the initial seat that you want to try.
So for the initial seed that I want to try, maybe chatbot first.
Okay. Okay.
But I'm actually very interested in matchmaking automation, so
Okay. I would say
but
I would recommend that you have to decide which one first, not do both at the same time, and after maybe a week or a month, and you get
Mm-hmm.
more acquaintance and
Okay.
yeah, with our process, because it's not only new with the task, right? You are also new
Mm-hmm.
with me, with the workflow of the
Mm-hmm.
company and the tools that we use. Okay, so having focused on one thing at
Yes.
first will be easier. Okay, because I
Okay.
don't, I don't want to put too much pressure on you. I think one of the principles that I want to get is uh, early gratification. Early gratification
Mm-hmm.
means that you are able to accomplish something, even if it's like a little thing. Okay, but then you accomplish something in the first few days of your work. I think that's good.
Okay.
But if you like already 3 weeks and this is not done, that is not done, this that will be will demotivate you. So if you can get something
Okay.
done in 3 days, okay, like you've done a chatbot that can reply hi and it's working online or on Facebook, uh, even if just a random response, that's like, oh, I've done something.
Okay. Okay. Then first try with chatbot.
Okay,
Sure.
good choice. Okay, actually, we're so far late uh, with the timeline, but I hope it's okay with you.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go then. Okay, so that's the seed brief. I'm still on the this one and suggested task. Okay, and the timeline is from, yeah, as you said, it's from 1st of May to
Mm-hmm.
30 June, right? But
Yes.
uh, we'll have an
Can I
onboarding. Hmm?
extend? What if I want to extend
Yes, of course.
later?
Extension is based on mutual extension, right? So if you want it
Mm-hmm.
and we want it, then we can extend. But
Okay.
if we don't want it, it's not mutual. Okay, it's like you can go
Mm-hmm.
away or I can make you go away. Just one. But extension is to have like mutual. Okay, and we should have an onboarding. So
Mm-hmm.
this one is pre-onboarding. We should have an onboarding at least 4 business days before the actual start, and because the start date is in 1st of June, so actually the onboarding should be done tomorrow, but maybe on Monday is a better way.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have an onboarding about the tools and so on. I will not describe today, and there will be a NDA. So basically, the
Mm-hmm.
basic principle is that uh, all the things that we do here, it's confidential. You may not share anything with anyone.
Okay.
However, the things that we allow are many things. For example, uh, this meeting is recorded and it will be published in our YouTube channel, so that uh, everyone can learn from us. They can provide feedback for us, and if they are interested, they can join, apply, whether as an internship or as employee, and so on. And as you can see that we have, do you also take a look at our website here about Lovia?
Yes.
Yeah, we try to be very open about how our company works. This is all
Mm-hmm.
still work in progress. Many things are not complete yet, but we're trying to make all of the processes documented, and most of them, maybe 80 or 90% are public. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to be a team member or employee of the company to look at it. But of course, there are some things that are private. Okay, so
Okay.
customer user data, passwords, definitely private.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, uh, we want to share as much with the world. We're a very open company.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, any question about the seed brief?
No.
Okay,
Um,
so the
no.
next part are benefits and facilities. So this internship is not paid. You will not be paid
Mm-hmm.
money for this, but you do get the benefits and facilities that team members get, including interns. You have access to time and attention from me or from other team members that need to collaborate with you. There will be a weekly one-on-one mentoring. We need to
Mhm.
schedule a time that fits you and me both. It will be a level 10 meeting and optionally an additional mentoring session uh, other than the level 10 meeting to discuss
Mhm.
and solve problems, technical or other things. Okay.
Okay.
So as we also have some, I also have some other internships and also other team members that I have to care to. So this is also a resource that you can get. And if there are
Mhm.
on-site events or meetings, although in COVID-19, well,
Mhm.
this will not happen at least in the short time. Training, you will, first training is the Lovia handbook itself. They are not read only, and I definitely encourage you, if you see anything here that you want to improve, then please do improve. I will thank you so
Mhm.
much, and even if not, then you can make a suggestion, something's wrong and so on. And because
Okay.
we're an all remote company, all processes must be in the handbook. So they should not be in the head of each team member. They should be
Mhm.
in writing, and uh, the, the majority is in the handbook. We
Mhm.
also have tutorials, premium tutorials from Touch Plus. We have a subscription there that you can use unlimited. We also have premium courses from Skilljet that you can use to learn anything that you want to improve. Courses from Data Driven as well. And if you need books, courses, learning resources, you can go get it, and we will pay for that. Okay. So even if we used to have internship that pays 500,000 a month, but
Mhm.
actually now you can get more than that. For example, you can learn something from maybe 1 million or 1.5 million something,
Mhm.
but you don't get it as money. Okay, you get it as experience and knowledge and learning. So we can support you with that. We also have resources that you can use: premium stock photos, videos, music, templates, scripts at Invato Elements in 2020.
Mhm.
We have a Canva Pro account that you can use. We also have real world data sets from
Mhm.
our product, and it's definitely strictly under NDA, but it's something that you can use to develop your apps and to learn. You also have access to our technology, compute, storage, databases, SaaS services, continuous integration and delivery, and deployment in GitLab, AWS, and Kubernetes. And if you want to propose additional tools and resources, you can just say it. Okay, maybe approve, maybe not, but you can propose. Okay. Any questions about this one?
It's clear enough.
Hmm?
No, I think it's clear
Okay.
enough.
Okay, so now we're on part 7, that's Q&A. So everything that has been described before, is there anything that you want to ask again?
Okay, what should I prepare if I chose chatbot as
Okay,
yeah.
okay, that's first question. Any other question?
Mm, uh, so because of the pandemic, so we'll be working from home. Is that right?
Yes, that's
Okay.
uh that's true. We'll
Mm,
be working strictly from home. Well, at least I'm not hoping for the pandemic to go that long, but
mm,
uh, because we are envisioning to be an all remote company. So what that means is that 100% of our working conditions should not be should be still successful, and should we can still do all of our work regardless of where we are and when. Okay, so uh, the actually the only downside is health. So
mhm,
that's what you should uh, you should you should keep. Okay, you should keep healthy, because time and place, we can be very flexible with time and place, But with health, that will be a problem. So please keep healthy. Okay. Any
Okay.
other question?
What should I prepare
Okay. Yeah, that was your
before
other
starting
question.
an intern?
Okay. Any other question because of that? Other than that?
Mm, maybe I haven't have any question. I haven't have any question other than
Okay.
that.
Yes. So what you should prepare is that at this point, uh, what you should do is actually after the onboarding, or maybe before the
Mm-hmm.
onboarding, I will send you the contract that
Mm-hmm.
basically you just need to sign. So
Mm-hmm.
as you see here, that you are on pre-onboarding right now. So the only thing
Mm-hmm.
that you need to do is just to sign the contract, and then we'll have an onboarding. And before the onboarding, I will send you the schedule and the agenda so that you can prepare. So, and
Okay.
to recap, what we'll do on the onboarding is basically on the onboarding, I will guide you on what is the SSO. I will create the accounts for you and the
Mm-hmm.
Notion and the tasks. And then uh, after you set up, then we will have our first level 10 meeting. So basically in the level 10 meeting, what we will do is that we will prioritize the issues. Okay, we will prioritize the issues that we will discuss, and we will solve it. So that's where we do is that we try to get the issues that needs to get done, and what are the problems or things that you're confused or something that are blockers and so on, and we try to work from there. So not everything must be done like now or in the short term, but we first discuss the priorities that you will need to do. So at this point, uh, you can try to look around in our handbook if you want, but
Okay.
basically uh, you already have a assignment from me, right? About the blog post.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, maybe just that it's already I know that you're still in college, right? You still have other tasks, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to make another pressure for you and make you stressful. That's definitely not a good idea, especially because we are at Lovia and
Mm-hmm.
we are specializing in counseling and mental health. So
Yes.
the
How?
first thing that we need to keep is that the mental health of our
Mm-hmm.
own team members. we,
Mm-hmm.
we don't want you to go crazy, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so that's it. I just wait for the contract and sign it, and then
Mhm.
you will get more instructions before the onboarding. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so first that I want to schedule the onboarding meeting. So how about okay, uh, on Monday, 14 uh, 14 p.m. is are you available?
I think I'm available, but I
Okay,
will see. Oh, wait. Is that?
okay. Or you have
I have
a
class.
better
Oh,
time?
wait. 14. I have class on 14.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what time is a good time on Monday for you?
Maybe is 18 okay, sir? Or is it too late? Or do you want to start it in the morning?
Maybe okay. Let's see. Onboarding. 18 morning. Okay, I think Monday I have. Let me check my calendar first. Monday. Okay. Morning. How about 11?
Okay.
Okay. So Monday at 11, right? Okay. 11 a.m. 9:50 minutes before. Okay, thank you. And that will be all. Just sign the contract, I guess, and wait for the agenda during COVID-19. Okay, so sorry that this meeting is way longer than expected. So actually like 30 minutes way beyond the official schedule. But maybe it's also because the agenda is maybe not realistic, right? So that's something that I have to change for the next pre-onboardings. Okay, no more questions?
No more, sir.
Okay. Okay, so thank you very much for applying with us as an internship, and I really hope that your journey with us will be happy, both for you, for me, and for all of us.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Keep healthy and keep happy.
Okay, you too, sir.